summit is tax summit, and we're having it annually, and we're trying to look at tax and development. We're looking at emerging issues on tax policies, the issues of VAT, just like we did last year, but also focusing and knowing that after looking at it, there are some things we're interacting with both the government and all stakeholders from different parts of the country, for the progress of the country. We're working on sustainable development goals and so many things, looking at the revenue collection of revenue profile of Nigeria, looking at whether, as a tax justice, platform, what are the issues of taxes? And those who are paying taxes, how is the taxes being utilized? Because you cannot be paying taxes and then you don't have roads. Nigerian roads, I think they should declare disaster on Nigerian roads because most of the roads we cannot go through. And I sit as a woman, I look back and I look at, women who have to go to health facilities. So our health facilities are in disarray. And so we look at gender responsive public service. But when the roads are so bad and a woman is in labor and you have to drive a woman through the rough roads and all of that, we're engaging in all these things to make, a statement to also say that we are taxpayers, even those who are working in ActionAid and all our partners here, we are taxpayers. And so we are demanding accountability and also transparency. In a revenue environment, you also see that there are shortfalls. So if there are shortfalls, what do you want to do about the shortfalls? Why don't you come in terms of transparency? We have FIRS making a presentation this morning, just like they did last year. We had the issue of TIN number that was generating. We raised, our voices, and we are happy that our voices were heard, because if you're making policies that is anti-people, then it doesn't go far away. You need to listen to the people, and the voices of people needs to go into any of the decisions that you are also carrying out. So we are here from, all the states of the Federation. People are going to sit down and look together, even with the government, to look at what is going on. I think this is the time where we have to call a spade a spade. The issue of unemployment, the issue of generating unemployment, because when we are talking of tax and development, we are talking of development itself. We have unemployment, we are rolling millions of children from the NYC camp to now, because of COVID-19, camp is not holding, but there are so many graduates. And this is even another problem. When you have about 4 million or how many million children that cannot go to camp, they are at home. They don't have jobs. There is no profiling of them. Those who are out already, have no jobs. And so this is a roll call for development. This is a roll call for Nigerian people. When you see the youth, the anger of the youth that went to the streets, is just a symptom. ActionAid has been saying that all of these things, if we don't handle the issue of employment, if we don't handle human capital development, if we don't invest in the human capital, because you can develop the capacity of Nigerians, they can go out. When we are talking of migration, that people are migrating. When you are talking of migration, the regular migration, nobody is mentioning it. Many doctors are going out. Nobody is mentioning it. The developed world is opening their doors for them to. Why don't you train more doctors? Let them go out. Why don't you train more teachers? Let them go out. Cash in investment, the investment, cash transfer is coming back to you. And so if you cannot look at your economy, I think the mono economy of Nigeria is not encouraging, because of the oil, it's not encouraging in the areas where we invest. India, a state like Kerala in India, is 100% literacy. Their teachers were all over the world. I was taught, some of my teachers were Indians. In a secondary school, were Indians. So if you are able to build the capacity of these young Nigerians who are hoping, we have the textile industry, which I just mentioned now. The textile industry was accommodating so many and, putting many people in employment. Nigerian government allowed it to die. And we can clothe even the world. We can send our clothes to the world. Now, these fabrics, some of the fabrics we are getting now, the molds have been taken by Chinese and they go and make dresses and then they import to Nigeria. And we need to match up in terms of importation and the investment we are doing. Nigerian government went and banned rice and so on and so forth. We are still finding the rice on the street. But how do you match the local investment? And that of before you ban, have you been able to prepare the grounds or whatever? So we need to pay attention to our youth. There is a price hike, electricity tariff, they've taken it up again. I don't know why people should be tampering where they say leave people alone. If wahala, trouble go to look for this thing, Nyanga go wake trouble. The streets were just occupied just now because the youth are so angry about so many things that they're doing. And then you go and raise price hike. You know, is this a time to raise any prices at all? Of electricity or of petrol? Petrol, they brought the price down. That one tells you that the Nigerian government, if they are committed to doing anything, they can do it. When they brought down the price of fuel, nobody knew. We just went to the fuel pump and we said, oh, this is nice. Before we knew, they took it up. We didn't ask them. When you do undulation like that, when you do that, you cause a lot of inflation. You cause more problems for people. And now, and we want to remind this government that when they came on board, the government of APC, under President Muhammadu Buhari, when he came on board, rice was 8,000. Nigerians were collecting 18,000 a month. At that 18,000, you can buy 2 bags of rice. But now, even the 30,000 is not up to a bag of rice. So what are we doing? We need people to listen to the voices of people. The youth are angry. Maybe the next time it will not be only the youth. It will be both the youth, the old and the aged, and everybody on the street. We are telling them now to calm down. Let sanity come back. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, everybody must be responsible. If not, this street will not be okay for the children of the poor and the rich.